Hello, welcome back to Foose Entertainment. It's been a while, I do realize, but I've just been very, very busy. We have a lot to do. So for November, I'm doing a non-James Bond spy month. I was trying to adjust myself so that the silk repels on this jacket kind of show up. I kind of like that. Well, first introduction, I have been wanting to review these films for years. Yeah, years. Ever since I started reviewing movies on this channel, I've been wanting to do this. And I'll go into a little bit of history of the franchise, obviously, before the movies, as I talk about this first one. And we were talking about 1996's Mission Impossible for Paramount Pictures and Cruz and Wagner Productions. Alright, first off, the history for me personally on this movie. I never had an interest in watching this movie when it first came out in theaters. I also had no interest in watching the movie when it was available on VHS. My mom, of all people, was trying to convince me, and she finally did. She said, "You gotta watch this movie. This movie's gonna be good. You gotta watch this movie." She never saw it herself, but she had a hunch that this film was going to be good. And yeah, I would say it's good. It's definitely one of the better spy films out there, really. This one did not set the foundation for the rest of the series. This one is the one that really more deviates from what would eventually become the Mission Impossible film franchise formula, which was established during the second movie, which we'll be doing after this. But yeah, that's the story with me, and that's what made me a fan of this film franchise. It was the first film. Alright. The big question, of course, that everybody always has. Are these films related to the TV series Mission Impossible? Yes, the first film, that is related to the original series. In fact, it's a sequel to the original Mission Impossible TV series. So, we're going to go ahead and do the plot very quickly on this. With a knock list having agents in deep cover is being smuggled onto the black market, IMF team, led by Mr. Phelps. And Mr. Phelps, I might add, is the main character of the TV series, played by John Voight in this movie. So yes, it is a sequel to the TV series. He's no longer the point man of the team, obviously. He is more of the director of the team in this movie. But he is the same character, it's just played by a different actor. Alright, the IMF team, one by one, strategically gets killed by unknown force, leaving only the point man left, which is Agent Ethan Hunt, played by Tom Cruise. And when being debriefed by the CIA director in charge of the IMF mission, that's to see in location, he discovers that the narc list they were after was actually a decoy, and they suspect that there's a mole inside the Impossible Mission Force. and they convinced themselves even Hunt is the mole. He is not. And throughout the movie, he basically steals the real narc list out of CIA headquarters in Langley. And he finds out that the one man he trusted the most is actually the mole. Is actually the traitor. And that actually would be the main character of the Mission Impossible TV series. Mr. Phelps is actually the villain. He's the mole. And the climax of the movie obviously ends with the spectacular stunt on a train going into a tunnel and all that stuff. With a big helicopter exploding. And he takes out the helicopter by taking a nitro glycerin plastic explosive stick of gum and puts the two together, molding and blowing up the plane. As well as Phelps in it. Yeah. This film actually does tie into the latest Mission Impossible film, Mission Impossible Fallout. Now, I'm not sure it was by design with that movie that that the daughter of the arms dealer known as Maxine in this movie. I'm not sure if they actually did that on purpose or not, but the actress who plays the daughter of the character in this movie definitely resembles the older woman who plays the arms dealer Max in this movie, which I thought was kind of cool. Alright, well, quality of the film. This is the regular Blu-ray, and yes, I know there's a 4K box set containing all the movies in it. I did not get it. And if I would have known that that was superior in audio as well as video, I would have. This is one of the very early Blu-ray releases, and obviously not the packaging, but the Blu-ray itself. The 1080 by 24 full HD picture is not bad, but this film has never been really truly remastered and restored the way it should. Maybe the 4K version it is, but from what I've seen on screen-by-screen shots of this in the 4K version on the other side, it's not that radically different on the video. This film looks like a 1996 movie in terms of the picture quality. Lots of grain on it. It looks more like a digital resolution movie and not a high-definition film. And that doesn't really destroy the experience of the film, obviously, but it does take you out of the film slightly. All right. The audio. This contains a basic Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound presentation. And instead of it being in 48 by 448, it is 48 by 620. That's pretty much the only difference. But, interesting enough, the sound in this movie is very good for what it is. There's a lots of projectiles, there's lots of overhead effects in my Dolby Atmos and DTS:X Next Generation Audio setup. Really did like this movie. There was a lot going on, despite its limitations to this being a Dolby Digital 5.1 sound presentation. So, very rock solid, very, very good sound presentation. Watching the film for the first time theatrically, how was that? Well, I can say this. I'm very upset that when I was a little kid, I didn't have the desire to watch this on the big screen because this would have been really fun to watch at the movie theaters back in 1996. But I got that experience and I watched it recently, and I gotta tell you, I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. And this set up one of what I have to say is one of the best spy franchises of all time, which is Mission Impossible film series. I know that a lot of people don't like these film series, but people, I'm going to say this, and I think I've said this before. I'd be surprised if I haven't said it before. You're not watching Tom Cruise play Tom Cruise. You're watching Tom Cruise play IMF agent Ethan Hunt in these movies. And so, when you look at it from that perspective, you're not supporting his weird and bizarre choices he does in real life, because he's not playing himself. He's playing a fictional character in a multi-million-dollar franchise known as Mission Impossible films, which are very good. And that's the way I look at it. Bottom line is the actor or actress can be a jerk. It doesn't matter. And yeah, it's very painful for me not to cuss at all in these reviews, but this film is rated PG-13, and spy films to rated PG-13, usually people are allowed to watch them out all day, all ages, so I have to make that like that. And well, that's pretty much all there is to say about Mission Impossible. I'll see you guys next time for my review of Mission Impossible 2. Until then.